What's up, pros? For those of you who don't know me, my name is Billy, and today I'm here at the place to be, PPG, bringing you guys a deck profile for the new TCG Shadowverse, specifically DragonCraft Ramp, one of the best decks in the game currently. So with that, let's get started. To begin, we have the followers, and to start us off, we have Bellringer Angel. For one play point, you get a 0/2 body with ward, forcing your opponent to attack her before attacking any other target. And last word, draw a card, replacing her once she does get destroyed. Then for an additional 2 play points, you can evolve her, giving her an additional effect on evolve, deal 2 damage to any follower on the field. This is typically for the early game. If you don't have anything to do, allows you to basically clear up any early creature your opponent plays. Next up, we have for 2 play points, Shapeshifting Mage. He has fanfare. If you have overload activated, he gets +3/+3 as well. For those of you who don't know, overload means that as long as you have at least 7 play points, overload is always active. And then for an additional 1 play point, you can evolve him to give him the keywords Assail and Bane. Assail lets you attack enemy followers that are engaged and reserved, while Bane makes it so if the follower deals damage to an enemy follower, at the end of once damage has been resolved, the enemy follower is destroyed. Next, for 3 play points, we have Dragon Warrior, a House of an early game card. For 3 play points, you get a 3/3 body, who for 1 additional play point evolves into a 4/4. Then on evolve, deals 3 damage to any enemy follower. Essentially, he'll pretty much take any 2 cards at the early game and take them out, while still being a 4/4 on the body, posing a threat that your opponent still has to answer. Very good early game card. Next up is one of the key cards for DragonCraft Ramp, Ayla the Dragon Knight. For 3 play points, you get a 3/2 body with Assail, and last word, increase your maximum play points by 1. Essentially the ramp of the deck. She needs to be destroyed in order to gain the maximum play points, so it's very important that she has Assail, allowing you to attack any enemy follower on the field and essentially trade her off with anything. Next up, we have Zernitra, who for 3 play points is a 3/2 body that plays on fanfare, puts a dragon token into your EX zone. And the EX zone is basically a secondary hand, where you have, as well as the main field, the 5 limit, and you can play cards from there as though they were in your hand. Then she also has, for 2 play points and engage her, plays any dragon token from your EX zone and gives it rush for the turn. Rush allowing you to attack any enemy follower the turn it comes out, as long as they're engaged. Also, if you have overload activated, she recovers 2 play points, so it's essentially for 0 play points, brings out the token she creates. Next, for 4 play points, we have Dragon Guard. This card has a 4/5 body with ward, and fanfare. If you have overload, gets +2/+2. So he's a great early game and great late game, becoming of 6/7 for 4 points, or early 4/5 with ward, allowing you to survive until you get to the bigger cards in the deck and just take over the game. Then one of the key aggressive cards in the deck, and one of the best finishers in the game, we have Dark Dragoon Forte. For 4 play points, you get a 5/1 body with Storm, allowing you to attack any enemy follower or leader the turn she comes out. And for an additional 2, she evolves into a 7/3 with Aura. Aura meaning your opponent can no longer target her with any spells or abilities, and basically protects her and ensures that she gets in for at least 7 damage. Next up, we have one of the best defensive cards in the game, Shenlong. For 5 play points, you get a 4/5 body with ward. Fan for draw 2 cards, then discard a card, so he essentially replaces himself. And for additional 2 play points, you can evolve him to unevolve, gain 5 life, and he maintains ward. Great early game card, great late game card. There's never a time where I don't want to see this card. This card just does everything you need the deck to do. Then one of the best generic cards in the game, we have 3 copies of Lucifer. For 7 play points, you get a 6/7 body with ward. At the end of each of your turns, you gain 4 life, and for 0 play points, you can evolve him, giving him an additional 2 attack, up to 8. He loses ward but gains Bane, and instead of gaining 4 life at the end of the turn, you deal 4 damage to each opponent at the end of your turn. Perfect for ending the game. If you ever untap with him, start your turn with him, you can evolve him, swing for 8, and deal an additional 4 for a total of 12 damage, which is very hard to recover from. Then we have Fafnir. For 8 play points, you get a 7/8 body that also deals 5 damage to all enemy followers, basically clearing just about anything in the game right now, while also leaving you with a 7/8 body and all of your followers as well. One of the best bombs in Dragon and in the game. And finally, we have the closer. For 9 play points, Genesis Dragon. Very simple, a 10/12 with Storm. Comes out, hits your opponent for half their life, and then they still have to answer and deal with this 10/12, which is incredibly huge. And that's it for the followers. Alright, next up we have the spells of the deck. To start us off, we have Blazing Breath. For 1 play point, you get a quick spell that deals 2 damage to any enemy follower, or if you have Overload active, deals 4 damage to any follower. Very good early game and still relevant in the late game, as 4 damage is still a considerable amount, especially for just 1 play point. And next up we have the namesake of the deck, the Ramp of Dragon Ramp, Dragon Oracle. For 2 play points, you can either increase your maximum play points by 1 or draw a card. Essentially, even if you feel like you don't need any more play points, you're at 8 or 9, you can still pay 2 to draw a card, making it still relevant and never a dead draw in the deck. Always good, and increasing your play points by 1 for 2 is always insane. Then we have 1 copy of Dragon Wings. For 3 play points, it deals 2 damage to all followers on the field, or if you have Overflow, deals 3 damage to all followers on the field, allowing you to clean up anything early game, or in the late game, clean up any big monsters with 2 or 3 defense left. Then finally, 2 copies of Execution. For 4 play points, you get a quick spell that lets you destroy any enemy card on the field, including Amulets, which is relevant against Haven Amulet, or just any big body that you just feel like you can't deal with at the time. Or finally, any card with ward to allow you to push for game. And that's it for the spells. Next we have the Amulets, very short. For 3 play points, you get Path to Purgatory, one of the best cards in the game right now. Draw 3, lose 3 life, and once you're at 6 life left at the end of your turn, you can sacrifice it to deal 6 damage to all enemy followers, clearing up your entire enemy board while keeping your board, and still huge value of drawing 3 cards. Alright, finally we have the extra deck. This is where you can kind of start customizing. I play personally 1 Bellringer Angel, as she's only very good towards the beginning of the game and then falls off, and only in very specific situations is she necessary. Then we have 1 copy of Shapeshifting Mage. I used to play 2, but I cut it for a 2nd copy of another card I'll bring up later. Also very situational. He's already a 5/5 for 2, so he doesn't really need the Assail and Bane, but it's still necessary sometimes. Then one of the best early game cards, we got Dragon Warrior. We need 2, very good early, and still a huge body and a threat later into the game. Then of course our finisher, and one of the strongest cards, Dark Dragoon Forte, 2 copies. just to make sure that when she does attack, she has aura and is hard to deal with even after she deals damage, forcing your opponent to kind of trade with her. Then Shenlong, 2 copies. Again, always good, always something you want to evolve into if you have them. You don't always see 3, so that's why we only play 2 copies of the evolve. But always relevant, and +5 life is huge. Finally, the card I cut the second copy of Shadow Mage, Lucifer, 2 copies, just to make sure that if you ever need to, the burn for 4 is very huge. Can sometimes close a game that you're struggling to close once your opponent kind of reaches to their end game. The fact that it's not interactable is very good. Alright, that's it for the deck profile. If you're looking for any singles or products, be sure to check out our affiliate link for TCG Player down below. Also, if you have any questions or suggestions, leave a comment, like, and subscribe. And I'd like to give out a shout out to my friend Sergio for giving me a shout out and helping me out with this, as well as one of our newcomers, Rose. If you see her, you'll know who she is. Say hi, I'm sure she'll say hi back. And that's it. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget, stay pro.